For my object fetish presentation, I will be discussing Marimekko, with the object itself being the motif, printmaking, and fabric. Marimekko is a Finnish textiles, clothing, and home furnishings company founded by Viljo and Armi Ratia in Helsinki in 1951. My obsession with Marimekko stems from a general obsession that I have with Scandinavian design, architecture, fashion, and culture. Armi Ratia experienced homelessness and the death of her two brothers due to World War II in Finland. This led her to value and find beauty in the simple things of home rather than in fancy possessions. Armi was free-spirited and rejected notions of class and traditional gender roles. In Finland, there was a desire for innovation and optimism, and Marimekko was at the helm of this in post-war years. Marimekko textiles, also adopted as furnishing fabrics in the home, helped to combat the gloom of Finland's long, dark winters. The first fashion show took place in 1951 in Helsinki. The show was a huge success, and the company was officially registered just a few days after the show. In 1953, Ratia hired young designer Vuokko, who created the charmingly hand-drawn, pinstripe-like piccolo print. The brand was equated with nature and freedom. In the 1960s photo on the top right, a clothed model stands in a Finnish forest, oblivious to a naked woman running around her. Although Marimekko flourished in circumstances peculiar to Finland, its appeal soon extended far beyond its borders, thanks mainly to links Ratia forged with the US. Jackie Kennedy snapped up 7 Marimekko dresses. A photo of her wearing one of them was featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated in 1960. Other fans of the label at the time included prominent architecture critic Jane Jacobs and artist Georgia O'Keeffe. The 1964 design Unico, or Poppy in Finnish, is the brand's most iconic pattern to date. It features exuberant, semi-abstract blooms, their vitality springing from the overall pattern's wayward asymmetry and ultra-pop colors. The best-known one combines hot pink, tangerine, and black, as seen above. Annika Rimala, another well-known Finnish designer, worked for Marimekko from 1960 to 1982. She created the radically innovative gender-neutral Tesserita collection of 1968, typified by striped t-shirts, which are still popular today. It is succinctly characterized in the spirit of Marimekko, and she said that clothes needed to be designed so that it was possible to move freely in them, to run, jump, and sit, or for that matter, to protest. The Ratia family first sold Marimekko in 1985 to a Finnish business group, and then again in 1991, ushering the brand to a new era of commodification. Less known is Marimekko's incursion into the factory production of architecture. A prefab dwelling and sauna were a part of the company's efforts to bridge architecture in its productions. Armi Ratia, together with architect Arno Rusevori, formed a partnership to build a factory and a 250-unit prototype village based on modular dwelling clusters. In the early 60s, Rusevori, a Finnish architect, was already well known for his purely modern aesthetic. The village was to be a manifestation of Marimekko's successes in clothing applied to modern building methods. The master plan included 60 to 120 square meter dwellings. Designed as a composition of masses and voids, each individual unit either defined an exterior courtyard space or surrounded by a private courtyard. Only one house was ever built. And now I'll show some images that will prove my obsession with the brand.
So we are here in my apartment, and I'm just going to show you some of the Marimekko objects that I have. So this is a tablecloth, although it's not actually a tablecloth. It's just a piece of fabric that I got for literally like €1 or even less in Helsinki at the Marimekko production facility. So they have a production facility slash warehouse, and you can go there and get stuff like dirt cheap. So like these cute little toucan coasters there too over the summer, which match this other print that I have. But I'm using this as a tablecloth right now. I mean, why not? It's not a tablecloth, but like it could be something else in the future. Like who knows? So this, for example, is like their iconic Unico poppy flower pattern. So I guess if you were thinking about a specific object, you could say, well, this could be an object. Like these floral motifs could be an object, but also the actual fabric or the printmaking itself could be an object as well. But people give me this all the time as gifts. I collect all of these napkins in different colors and patterns and stuff. So yeah, and I have these masks, which I actually got on Etsy, and they're handmade. And I know I could make these myself like super easy, but I actually don't know how to sew, which is kind of shocking. I have everything I need to sew. I have a sewing kit, I have a sewing machine, but I don't know how to sew. And partially is because like I actually don't have any friends, like close friends that know how to sew. And also like, I don't know, there's something about a YouTube video that I don't have the patience to like listen to. I need someone to like teach me. So anyways, there's a toucan pattern once again. I think these could be like some really cute spring summer pants. Um, yeah, that would be so cute. But I need someone to help me make them. But I have this like really cute, and this is actually a tablecloth, which I got in Boston a few years ago, and this is once again the iconic Unico poppy flower pattern from the '60s. And I actually had some um, like home houseware, dishware. I had some mugs and some plates that were actually a gift, and I am so clumsy. And I smashed them recently, and I was broken. It's like something left my body when I knocked those off my table. So it's sad. Um, and then here's a few. This is another mask, although this isn't the floral pattern one, but I love this color. And then this one too, which people for some reason they think it's a skull. And I'm like, this is not a skull. What is happening? Where's the skull? Anyways, I guess this is a similar pattern to this one. This is a scarf, but this is actually from their Uniqlo collaboration a few years ago. So this is a whole different thing, but yeah, they have a lot of different collaborations with brands. Um, and I have actually a couple more tablecloths, but I don't know where they are, and I don't feel like digging. Um, but I'll bring this to class so y'all can see it.
So in conclusion, I want to emphasize that I define queerness as one that acts as a destabilization of the norm. I see Marimekko, especially at its beginning, as being a brand that encapsulated this by destabilizing fashion and allowing for women and others to feel empowered and unique, especially coming out of World War II. I would define Marimekko personally as being cute, as mentioned in our aesthetic categories reading, and just jumping ahead a bit to the next week's working queer reading. I believe it's a brand that has been transformed, of course, by the hyper commodified world of late capitalism.